What is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, and the first thing you're probably going to notice right now is this 50 shares that I have in Apple. So yesterday, around, I don't know, 3 o'clock my time, I just came back to my desk from working out, eating, doing whatever, and a friend in Discord was talking about Apple, and that Apple was breaking out after earnings, and I just decided to take a look at it. And when I took a look at this thing, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I caught it around here, and I was watching it for a pullback. Because, I mean, it topped up here at this 160.50 level, and I was looking at it right about here. So I was thinking, okay, this thing looks absolutely phenomenal for some kind of move here. So I tried to get on my Lightspeed platform, tried to put my order in, and Lightspeed just wasn't taking any orders that I was putting in, so I ended up having to actually call them and put it in that way, and I ended up finally getting filled somewhere around here about 60 for only 100 shares, but the thing absolutely just took off, and I have a whole video that I'm going to go on it later, but right now I just want to kind of go over what I'm seeing here. So actually looks pretty good on Lightspeed. So originally I just woke up and this thing was right here, but my original plan from the very beginning was to hold this thing to the open and see what would happen, but I absolutely almost got shaken out here. I mean, I was really feeling like getting out, but I told myself I need to respect the plan from yesterday, just wait, see what happens, hold it till the open, and I'm really glad that I did, because there has been nothing but really strong buying this entire uptrend here. I mean, any of these pullbacks were on like super low retail volume, just not actual big money selling, and every time we would break out, I'd see these giant 1,000 share orders. We just had some in here. I mean, you can see we're almost getting ready to break out of this high again here. And the other thing to note is also the SPY. The SPY is relatively making the exact same pattern, and it looks like we're finally starting to confirm this breakout here, maybe wanting to move higher, so that just further adds to the conviction to hold this thing into the open. But I mean, I was absolutely on edge, getting ready to exit and take some off after not too long here. So my plan at the open is we are just right on top of this 50 here. So right in the open, I'm going to plan on taking off half of this 50 still, and still leave the rest for possibly an all-day trend here, because the SPY at the same time is just looking great for some strength. I mean, each time I think this, though, obviously ends up changing, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this time is going to be different finally. If it does want to end up holding above this 265 like it's kind of showing here pre-market, then got a clear shot for at least 50 more cents before we can run into some problems. On the gap side of things, I definitely have a bunch of stocks that I'm looking at. Well, I guess I shouldn't say a bunch, but only 4. And we are getting ready to open right now here. So if we pop up to 50, I'm getting ready to hit out of this thing. I mean, I know it's the open. It's obviously going to be very movie, so I at least want to wait till it gives me one candle here before I do anything. SPY's also selling off a little bit here. It's definitely holding this 50 here. AMD's taking off too. Boeing actually not looking too bad for an actual gap and go setup here. SPY's losing it. I'm taking off 25 just for now. That 25 is going to hold for really as long as I can. I expect to take it off way later in the day, but I just wanted to make sure I'm locking in some more gains here, not giving anything and everything back. So far, there's a pretty hefty sell-off. Uh-oh. think I just missed it. Had a decent little breakdown there, that range. It's not really going anywhere. Honest to God, I really can't think that clearly. That Apple trade just threw me off yesterday, and I really need to make sure that it's not going to throw me off today, because I had never experienced new trading emotions that trade put me through. That looks really strong here. MLNX, so it just broke down underneath this range and it's starting to get bought back up here. This could actually be a decent gap and go play here. Obviously pre-market sold off really hard, but now that the opens come, obviously anything can happen. So SPY's pulling on make a new high day. Apple's pulling up a little bit here. And that spread's really ugly. AMD is super strong right now. Just blowing up. Apple looks like it's getting ready to lose it here. SPY's same thing. SPY just lost VWAP, headed lower. Apple's pretty much following the SPY. Oh, jeez. Really don't have a super whole lot to pay attention to, but it's definitely enough. SPY with a big red candle here. Don't really know what I'm looking for right now. If anything, Apple's actually a really good opening range breakdown. A little bit of struggle here. There's still those hidden buyers. I mean, I saw buying all pre-market. Kind of seeing some now still. Alright, 5 minutes about to close here. Apple might actually be a decent short underneath that hidden buyer if we end up breaking underneath him. SPY's pulling up though. Yeah. SPY's pulling up pretty good, so that'll probably help Apple then. It's weird, Apple had such a big news release, but it's really correlating with the SPY. Ooh, Tesla. Stop loss at 50. Completely failed. Getting stuff back underneath. 300 big level. Definitely think that there could be solid play underneath if we break underneath. Because it ain't breaking yet. Ooh, big volume on this pullback. I need to see Apple reclaim VWAP here. Because it reclaimed all the moving averages in pre-market. Yeah, okay, I got filled. Not feeling it. Too bad. Wanted to see it break down, but it came up to that 50 a few times. If it's gonna do it a couple times, it's probably just gonna squeeze higher. That's too bad. Kinda took a chunky loss on that one. Oh, no way. It's gonna do it again. Yep, I guess so. It's struggling now. And the SPY's kind of dropping, but the SPY's also another failed breakdown, really. I don't know, Tesla's kind of struggling here. That may have been the issue. There's a hidden seller here at 67. I don't know. It's not ideal because of the moving average, obviously. That might have been the reason I shouldn't have taken this trade. Apple's kind of interesting. So it's just kind of peeking above here. Almost failed, but it's still kind of struggling. SPY's pulling up. See. Let's see, do I like it for a short? I don't think I do, because the SPY's pretty strong right now, but Apple isn't. Tesla completely squeezed higher there. Tesla blasting off. Huh. Everything's looking pretty strong right now, besides Apple. Apple just doesn't seem to have it. I like Bob more for view app pullback here. This 162.50 was a really big level pre-market. We'll see if we can get some view app tests here. This actually looks really nice. Just lining up perfectly with it. Alright, so here's our first test. Okay. Right through it. Well, I definitely didn't expect to see that. If SPY can't hold above 265, we are going lower on the day. Once again. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. That's way too much. I think depending on what the SPY does here and what Baba does, I mean, if Baba keeps crashing and SPY can't pull up here, then it's just flat out not going to be a good long. But if we start consolidating here for a couple minutes or two, I could definitely get a long entry back over the top of this. Only 200 shares though, I really can't get that big. But got plenty of room. Gotta wait a couple minutes though. I don't want to see it bounce quite yet, but I definitely don't want to see it drop any lower. Apple's at a new low a day. So far so good. SPY failed breakdown. It's trying to recover and come back. I'm taking this. Stop will be underneath. SPY did pull up here. Target's gonna be 80. So looking for $1.20 out of this. I need to see some volume here too. The volume right now is nothing to brag about. And the SPY's turning lower too. The SPY's about to lose it. The SPY's really losing it. And bounced off a low day. Just gotta stick with what I got here. That's not a great sign. Oh, SPY. What is that? So the SPY just did that. Well, this is actually a pretty good sign, because if the market's going to be failing completely like this, and Baba's not failing, there's only one place to go. The SPY's back in this. I'm adding here. We need to get over 80. We need to get over 90. We need to get over the whole number. I mean, I really like what I'm seeing here. But we need to see some follow through on Baba. Need more than that. It's gotta go. Oh, the SPY. Killing me, man. Alright, I need to raise my stop loss here. There's no sense after two attempts like this. I mean, it pushed a little bit out of this range here. What is this? 20? I mean, 20 is still respectable. I'm taking the small loss here. I will get back in if it hits above 90, but it gave me my chance twice. Gave me a really good chance to add, but if it ain't gonna do it, it's just not gonna do it. This could actually be a really good failure too. I'll get 300 long again above 95 or 90. 'Cause top of this is 88, but just ultimately not thrilled about what I was seeing. A little bit of a break there. And now it's entering a trap trader scenario. If we get this failed breakdown underneath this little area here and it gets bought back up, well, then I might have a completely different trade again. And I mean, so far, that's pretty good. Again though, it's just not ideal. The moving average is doing what it's doing. And it just lost the whole number now. No, there's definitely nothing there. I'm not sure what to make of this either. So the SPY is dropping new low a day. Things are absolutely losing it right now. You're absolutely not seeing strength. 265 doesn't want to hold, but SPY might want to come back to 264.50 before it starts doing anything. I don't like Apple for a short. We're right around where pre-market buying was. Just don't think there's a good trade in here either. So I guess that's the failed breakout higher. SPY's pulling up pretty good here. Really just hate to fight the market right now. No matter how much strength or whatever I'm seeing anywhere. Big pull up on the SPY here. And the other nice view at bounce. Volume's done nothing. I'm telling you, all these what the heck happened here? I think this just happened. I don't know what to do there. And that looks kind of interesting. It's trying to pull up here. But where's my stop loss? I don't want to risk $1.25. Okay, Apple broke underneath here and it looks like it's kind of failing. Stop loss about 32. 300. No, everything still looks weak here. SPY pullback on that volume was pretty low. Might be getting ready to make another turn lower again. Some really weak pullbacks on a lot of things right now. Tesla's attempting to hold higher, but I'm feeling like it's gonna lose it. Baba too. I think I'm actually liking Baba much better for a short. I'm going for this here. See if we can get it low a day. The SPY's turning around as well. I mean, it's just such a super low volume pullback here. If we can get underneath this stuff again, plus this being pre-market resistance, clearly couldn't hold above it. No way, man. SPY's turn to making another break for low a day here. What is going on? Get these big chunks down and then all of a sudden massive pullback. Still in this. Nothing's over yet. The SPY is pulling up right now. But if Bob is gonna give up here, I'm not taking on anything off until the 80s. But so far it's a really good start. Come on, gotta see 80. No, come on. I mean, it's an okay push down. It wasn't anything super special there. And since the SPY's pulling back, that's definitely not helping. I mean, the volume on that breakdown wasn't anything spectacular. But I'm respecting here. We gotta stick with it. And that'll help. SPY is losing it here. What's Baba gonna do? Into the 30s, we could be in trouble. I feel like I need to hold though. Just gotta give it a chance. Apple's losing it. Apple's back into the 160s. Alright, this is good. This is giving me a new pullback situation. I'm gonna have to stick with my original stop loss still, But if it wants to get above into the 30s, continue to fail and drop lower, definitely okay with that. Okay, this isn't necessarily bad. This can definitely be an alright situation here, because it's giving me a reason now to change my stop loss. Alright, it's probably just a big chunk down there. It's probably really losing it. Hasn't given me a reason to change it yet. I mean, it's got to pull away from this. If anything, we got to break back underneath 162 for me to change my stop. No way, man. Have to. I don't really see anything here. Could be an ad scenario. A little bit of volume coming into this pullback though. I cannot believe we aren't moving. How did I have 2 stop losses in? Oh, there's Nvidia. Nvidia's about to lose it too. And I am out. That's really annoying. Apple is literally back at my entry from yesterday. If it's not a good short, it must be a good long. So I guess Baba was stronger than we all thought. I'll look for a long on a pullback, but that's about it. Okay, Baba's coming back for a retest here. Really good volume on the breakout. Just coming back right now, so let's see what happens here. Might be a couple minutes. I mean, the SPY hasn't turned around once. The SPY has just been giving up. I mean, there's no strength in there. But if Baba wants to continue to hold above this 50 level, what is this? I mean, from this candle right here, this looks unbelievable still for a long, and then that happens. I mean, I don't see a short in here anywhere. Things are starting to turn around now. I'm actually looking at MLNX here. It just came back to view app. It's starting to hold up a little higher here. I might just have to settle for a market order here because it broke out pretty nicely. Pull back on decent volume though. Stop loss would be probably about 90. I mean, the spread gets a little ridiculous. Sold it pretty hard, creeped up pretty nicely. Had an attempt to move lower here. Still got it held up, squeezed above view app, pulling back once. See what happens. I can get a market in. It's obviously really slow, so I need to see some kind of something here. It very well could just blast off, but I'm not thinking so much. Tesla's back at 300, looking ready for another breakdown. There's too many setups right now. Alright, see what it does here. It's trying. I'm wondering if an order above 30s is just the way to go here, but not seeing much strength at the moment. Tesla just broke underneath at 300 level. Definitely a hidden buyer here. Thinking about buying and just right in front of this guy. Super tiny stop loss, just a break underneath him. I think I'm gonna go for that. Just got 3. Stop loss is just underneath him. This guy's trying to move higher here. Seeing a decent bounce on it. Alright, SPY's blasting off here. SPY's looking like it wants to uptrend. See if we can get a little bit of follow through. And decent volume breakout here. I don't see a reason that this couldn't take off again. No one's lifting any offers though. That is an issue. A little bit there. Profit target's going to be the high of this push here, so I need to see in the 70s. A little bit of momentum here. I guess we'll just have to be in this as long as we need to. The 9's not even close to in play yet on the 5-minute chart. But clearly it's been acting as good support on the 1, so... Yeah, if we can get into the 30s here, we're looking pretty good. SPY's just been moving up, so I don't think it's gonna make much difference in this trade though. Whole market's looking pretty strong here. There's a bunch of down ticks though, so it's a little tricky because I think those are shorts on the offer. I think those are shorts getting in. Also can't tell if there's a hidden seller here. Alright, Bob was about ready to drop, but the 50's right underneath it, so it just doesn't look good. Tesla lost 300 on no volume, came back to 300. Just a mess. Nothing is just moving according to price action. Trying to move higher. There was a hidden seller at 16, busted him, went above. Now he's at 23, it looks like. I'm still holding. We're on the come down here after an attempted breakout higher, but we're just gonna have to see what happens. Plan is still in play. We haven't moved enough to move any stop losses. What I'm thinking about doing is if it does get up there and he's still there, just try and get out in front of him, see if I can cover the spread. But we'll have to see if we get back up. Seeing some volume still. It's growing. Might see something here. We're trying. big volume went through there. Again, we're trying. Still trying. Still trying. Did we get it? We got a little tick above there. Not sure what happened. And the SPY's turning around right now. So now there is more weakness in the market. The bid stepped up. We got a little closer there. I need to click the button. Oh, I got 25 shares. I need to click the button because I can always just put in my order right back above. And we are clearly having some issues up here. Seller is there. The SPY is just absolutely turning around here. It's making a straight shot for low a day again. That ain't good. He's not there anymore. But nobody's sold underneath him. So now I got a big buyer up there. Uh-oh, things are changing now. Now I want to see if he's still there. And he is. God, we just cannot get over him. Oh. Oh. Very close. Need 70s. Oh, come on. Pennies, man. Well, we finally broke out above the hidden seller, so there's definitely a chance for this to continue to keep going. SPY also at the same time here finding some strength. Things are looking pretty good, so I need to still hold and be patient. I'm not thrilled about this volume, but 5 minute looks pretty good here because we got above them on pretty good volume. So we'll just have to see. I'm gonna have to stick with my original stop still. What was it? 85, 90. I'll go 90 now. It's only got 270 shares. Apple pulled back pretty well there. Apple finally found some strength. I'm gonna have to be okay with the pullback. That is just the way that it is. But underneath the whole number is gonna be an issue. But I'm still sticking with 90. Look at this, low volume. This candle shouldn't be low volume though. This is supposed to be a breakout candle. Good, need some more. Apple just reclaimed VWAP. Things are starting to move a little more sideways than they were moving lower. Alright, anything into the 60s, anything on the bid in the 60s, and I'm taking some off. I mean, it pulled back so far, there's still no sense in changing my stop loss. SPY's been trying to move higher here. Failed to make a new low a day. Things are starting to look a little more bullish. Things are reclaiming VWAP, getting above certain levels. Still underneath VWAP on most, but I guess Apple and BABA are still pretty strong. So basically mixed signals, but a chance for bullishness here. Is there a hidden buyer here again? So MLNX had a $6 billion cash deal, which is a big deal because their market cap is only $4 billion, and they only make $80 million a year. Sales is $8 billion. Yeah, $6 billion is a big deal. So the fundamentals are there, but this volume, it's losing it. We need to really start doing something here. Clearly we've been on the downtrend since pre-market. But pattern's a pattern, bullishness or not. If I see it, I'm gonna take it. Alright, bid's gotta get there. Ask is stepping down. Got some volume flowing in now. Okay, we should see something. Oh, the ass step that's 70 something. Where's the rest? Well, bid's gotta go. We need to see some people here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Nobody's doing anything up here. What is this? Nobody wants to buy? Volume chunk. Someone just bought 5,000. That's a good sign. SPY made it all the way back to VWAP here. And it's kind of bouncing off of it, headed lower again. I tell you, this trade, it just... it hasn't failed me yet, so I mean... I have to respect everything. There's still no reason to get out yet. Here we go, come on. This is what we want. More. More. Let's see if someone takes me. Just to get out some. I don't know why mine's not showing up, I wonder. It'll show up now. I mean, this is what we need right here. This is the breakout point, but nobody was buying up above this thing. Hidden buyer here still. Oh God, I'm gonna have to deal with pullback again. That's good. If we can just step up, I'll sell to somebody. Come on. There's the 60s. SPY's getting ready to blast through VWAP here. Bounced off of it, came down a little bit, bounced back up. Might be seeing some more strength here. If that bid gets to 70, I'm taking some. The next level to worry about is 87. Then shortly after that, we got that last VWAP spot. Come on, man. I mean, it can make pretty decent moves. Yeah, it can make about a 40-50 cent candle. SPY just took off through VWAP, so there's definitely strength. If that buyer is still here at 50, then this is a really good spot to put my stop loss. Just gotta wait and see here. I think I do want to change my stop loss to... It just doesn't make sense to put it right above VWAP. I still feel like I have to keep my original stop loss. I don't think it's a smart idea. I need to cut some here. If this buyer's gone, which he's not, then I'll get out underneath him. Oh shit, there it is right there. I'm out. I'm out with a small win. I'll take it. The trade was an absolute nightmare. Alright, I hate to say it, but it's not done yet. Baba was really good. That sucks. Netflix got nothing. App's coming back. Facebook. It's actually not a bad bounce spot either. Came up with some strength, pulling back, super low volume on this pullback. Might actually be a decent long here too. Because SPY's pretty strong here. There just might be good longs right now. Stop loss underneath 50. That's 50, so 48. I don't know, SPY's been taken off, and Facebook hasn't found it yet. But it failed this breakdown underneath. It's kind of coming back here. I don't know, I think there could be a trade here. It's gonna be too big. It's gonna have to be 300. Didn't come back with much volume though. Just not quite seeing anything. Tape's not really telling me anything. That also is going to be an issue. It's just in a really weird spot because this bottom trend line may or may not want to come into play here. I think this is going to have to be one of those wait till the breakout and then enter in on a pullback. I don't think I want to buy the breakout on this because the SPY is starting to turn around now and it came back down to VWAP. But at the same time, Facebook is showing strength now. So I guess we're in another situation where it respects VWAP, or it respects what the SPY is doing until it doesn't, which just makes it that much harder to trade. If it gets to 76, that's the breakout spot. Because 75 have been the recent highs here. A little bit of volume growing. We'll just have to watch here. Killing me. MLNX coming back with volume too. Yeah, there's a bunch of volume coming in, and that hidden buyer looks like he stepped up. So he disappeared for a second, faked me out, and then now he's back into it again. What to do about that? Bubba took off. Let's see, if I want back in this trade, what do I need to see? That's not really anything. That actually is something. How bid's up at 60. I guess I just had to be more patient. Man, it just gave me so many chances to get out of this thing. Have to keep a side eye on it. Facebook still never broke out. Really good volume on that pullback though. What happened there? I guess I'm gonna miss it. Ooh, SPY's losing VWAP. We're looking weak. Tesla once again still around that 300. I don't know. Wow, SPY's really losing it. Moving averages obviously look great on this. Higher time frame moving averages look great too. I got 146.20, 45 as support, and then I got 147 as resistance. After that giant sell-off here, Facebook is still holding higher. I think there's going to be a trade here. Pulled up pretty hard, super low volume. Got stuffed, not that hard on really big volume. Still kind of going sideways here. Maybe the 2 minute will tell me something different. 2 minute looks great for a breakout. SPY is also trying to get back above VWAP. There's a hidden seller there. There's a hidden seller on Facebook at 75. So that's what the problem is. Alright. So now I got choices. Now, do I want to get in on a breakout above that guy? With a stop at 55. Could take about 450 shares, probably just 400. Because things are still pretty strong here. If I can get an early entry, I think somewhere lower, I'll go for it. But this thing may just want to go for it right now for a breakout. I mean, this is the time, but it's obviously not going to break out until we get above that 75. And the SPY lost VWAP and it completely reclaimed it. But we are still underneath 265. Yeah, we're starting to hold high here. I'm going to go for this if we get above. Well, it is definitely trying. MLNX still hasn't gone anywhere, but it still is making higher lows. For all I know, I maybe should still be in that trade, but after everything I was seeing, I just don't think so. There are so many setups right now, it's kind of unreal. Netflix is just slowly consolidating underneath the VWAP. Tesla is still trying to get around that 300 level. I don't think that line looks very clean. Probably about as good as it gets. Facebook is really trying here. We're not moving lower. I'm in. See what happens here. Stop loss to start's gonna be about 55. That's a decent move already. I mean, the whole number is going to be an issue, but I'm not really worried about that for my profit target. Yeah, it might come into play, but so far this is a great start to this trade. So I think I'm just going to hold this one. I think ultimately I'd like to see it around the 147.40. But I'm just worried about that 147. We'll just have to see. It's stepping up too, so that's always a good sign. I'm gonna have to be okay with the pullback. Here's what the SPY looks like. I mean, if the SPY is gonna take off, that is always gonna help. We're not really taking off with the SPY here. I'm also not seeing a ton of buying either. Once I see above 147, I'm taking some off. Close. Come on. It's gonna be a big seller there, so we'll see. Somebody can take him out. Need somebody with some money to step in here. Oh, I think there it is. Take a little bit. Still waiting for a pullback here. If not, I will take some more up at 40. There's a hidden seller here. Oh, no, maybe it wasn't. I don't know, took a little bit off in front of him. Just because, pretty solid move here. Still holding though. So now I need to really be paying attention to, okay, I need to do some things. First thing, I'm setting an alert on Facebook for when it hits 35. Secondly, I'm looking for more trades. Clearly long biased for most things right now. SPY found some strength and it's reclaiming view app, trying to reclaim the 265 level too. So maybe there's a long in Netflix. No, it hasn't gotten above yet. Hasn't really done anything. God, Baba. Baba is unreal right now. Stupid MLNX. Yeah, MLNX finally caved too. Tesla's kind of failing this. Really clear support at 301, busted above, got stuck at view app, closed right back into it. That almost tells me it's a better short, but the higher time frame tells me absolutely not. Baba. Man, I absolutely missed that one. That's too bad. Video's alright too. Apple actually was okay. Kind of decent, I guess. Can't trade that. Alright, guess I'm back to Facebook. Nothing else going on, really. Take some more up here. I'm actually going to take a little less this time, because this is a really solid push right here. And we haven't even seen a real pullback yet. And it'd be really nice to see SPY find some strength here and start holding above some levels, because SPY has a really good shot here for some upside momentum. Another little push above this high and I'll take some more. If not, I'm just going to have to wait for a pullback. I will let this go all the way to my entry if it wants to, because it has not given me a reason to do anything, really. Just been a super solid break. Get out of here. AMD just made a new high day. Alright, so clearly this is the first pullback that we are going to get. So now I have a reason to change my stop loss. SPY pulled back too. There might actually be a trade here on the SPY for a long. It needs to hold above these 90s though. Got above the whole number, started falling off. I guess that's gonna come back until it finds something. Facebook, same situation. I guess it is starting to follow the SPY now. Again, another case of it'll follow the SPY whenever it wants to. So Facebook broke out at 42, SPY broke out at 44, so I mean it helped eventually. Oh, come on, don't pull back so far. I still definitely don't see a reason to get out of this. Buyer. Buy. What are we gonna do? Big buy. Okay, yes, we are good. We are on the same side as the big people, and that is always the side that we want to be on. It looks like the big guys were waiting for the exact same thing I was. See who wins here. So a big seller there, but ultimately, big sell stuff there. Kind of stuck here. This is a deciding point right now, because we really need to hold above the whole number. I mean, I've given it a chance to bounce here. The 2 minute definitely tells me it's a good spot, but I mean, it broke out from above this 90, it might want to come back to this 90 before it really takes off again. And I mean, the SPY's relatively doing the same thing here. I don't know. I still think I need to give it more time. I don't want to change my stop loss yet, because I'm still seeing strength here. SPY just SPY's making me a little worried here. That's gonna be an issue. Okay, I'll get out on that. We'll see what happens here though. I can definitely get back in on this. Thinking about long on the SPY too. Yeah, look at that, just super low volume on that attempt, but the SPY's sticking it here. There's definitely a chance for a re-entry above this 147.10 here. If it wants to go for it, I'll hop back in with a little bit more size too. But I'm in a situation where I just need to kind of protect my profits here. So we'll see what happens. Right now is the deciding point. It's trying. Seeing some big numbers in here, big red too though. SPY's coming back. SPY definitely wanted it. It's coming back too. We'll see what happens if we start to see some strength here in Facebook. I'll get back in on this. But so far I'm not seeing anything. Big sells there at 90. We're absolutely failing at this 90 right now. Nah. Nope, I don't think so. On the other hand though, I could just trade the SPY itself right now. Because if we're gonna keep making higher highs here, what's Tick doing? Oh. Okay, this is actually pretty weak. Tick is not telling me. It just made a new high here and here, but it also made new lows. So I think I'm kind of in a mixed signal position again. So let's see if I find something else. Okay, I'm looking at Apple here. It just broke out from a triangle really nicely. Really good volume. I'm concerned with the lack of strength in the internals on the market here. But so far it's pulling back right to where it should be holding above. And it is, but at the same time, the tick charts are telling me that we just aren't as strong as what we might believe we are here. Tick charts are usually a really good indication for SPY and what SPY is going to do. And if SPY is going to start tanking here, which it looks like it might, I'm wondering if Apple's actually going to have a solid breakout here. Tick just failed to make a new low, so this might be it. I'm gonna take small size here, just small size. I'm not going full on this one. It's a B setup. It's not. I'm not crazy confident in it. But SPY starts pulling up, and tick charts failed to make a new low. So this is what I'm really looking out for if tick starts falling underneath these recent lows here, because it is obviously downtrending. We just made a new high here, so if it can start, it can definitely start. And in that situation I might be able to add into it. But we'll have to wait and see. Just like my earlier partial from the earlier trade, I mean, it's got the chance to do everything all day. But, oh, SPY, that'll help. Yeah, Facebook did fail. Came back to view app. So far, Apple is loving this area. This is my chance to add right here. Oh shoot, well, I missed that. Oh my god, what just happened? SPY just exploded. I don't know what that is, but Apple ain't following it too much, which I don't like that. Tick just blew up though. Okay, well, huh. I don't know what the heck is going on here. How the government shutdown impacted earnings. I don't know. That's got to be news or something. It might take a while to find out what it is. Yeah, I don't know. We're at a level that we should be having some struggles with, which we are, but I mean we're still seeing like great volume into this. I would like to get a better entry on this though. The SPY, what is going on? The other thing is it's also 9 o'clock. Maybe that made a difference. I mean, we're clearly going to have problems at high a day, so that's where my profit target's going to be. 163.40. I'm going to make it 163.30 because pre-market 30s was a bit of an issue as well. The volume is great on this one. I mean, the volume's only good now though because of what the SPY is doing. I don't know. Could be holding on to this one for a little bit. Either way, things totally changed around now. We're looking a lot stronger than we once were. Well, I would not be surprised at all to see a big pullback here after that move. We need to start holding above the 20s though on the SPY. Yeah, just the 20s. Tick made a new high day on one, but it didn't make a new high day on the others. It actually just bounced off of the top. So again, in a really tricky spot. Let's see, stop loss 30. Stop loss 30, I could get 200. Average cost of about 55, 30, so that's about 30 cents. So I could get up to A little bit more. Yeah. I'd like to get something in the 50s. I think I'm just gonna go for just placing the order. If I get filled, I get filled. The other issue is the SPY's only got about 10 cents. It's 10 cents till it starts running into more resistance. A few days ago, support. See if it comes into play. When SPY gets to 265.50, could be in trouble. We're still respecting this trend line too. I'm gonna add here if I see it, and so far I'm seeing it. I'm gonna take this. Stop loss is going to still be underneath 30 here. I'm seeing plenty of buy-in still. And the SPY is still holding up. Yep, needs to start holding right here. And Apple's really got some room to go. Stars are kind of aligning right now again. That doesn't need to be that big. SPY's making a really nice flag here, but again, I would not be surprised at all to see a pullback here. We'll have to see if Apple comes with it, and so far it is. I'm gonna have to deal with a pullback though. Finally broke that bottom trend line too. That's probably not going to come into play today. That was actually pretty good. Might be the bottom there. SPY came down to that recent low and bounced back up there. If it can still hold this 40 level too, I mean, it's absolutely still worth it. It's pretty much the exact same trade that I saw yesterday that I took in the after hours. Bunch of sells here. I'm still holding. SPY's turning up. See what Apple does. So far, so good. Not seeing a ton of big buys though. If anything, that's a sell. That's a buy. I was kind of struggling here. We're looking pretty good. It has definitely given me a good stop loss point too. Look at that. Perfect hammer close. SPY's pulling back up here. This might be a spot to add again. I mean, it's holding just right where it should be. Alright, SPY new high today. Let's see if it there's a big fake out here. So far it kinda is. Tick. What is Tick doing? Tick bounced off of the lows again. And the other one not even close to making a new low. So we're actually looking pretty strong here. Might be in some trouble here. That was its attempted recovery to start moving higher here, so now we might be seeing something. Have it in. SPY failed breakout high a day. I definitely don't like that. Five minutes still looks alright here. I mean, it's still just a pullback. It should be holding right where it's holding, so just gotta respect what I see. Big buys here. Okay, so now we're starting to see some more buying. I'm adding here. Stop loss still underneath that 30 level. Seeing some buying stepping up. I'm starting to see some big people taking the offer too. The SPY keeps creeping up. We're in it. I'm going to take off 50 on a break above this high. Does that really make sense? I think it does. Big sales there. So I'm pretty big right now. 300 on Apple with average cost of probably 55. So I'm risking about 90 bucks here. Yeah, I think I need to, well, I can't say for sure. I don't think I should actually. I think I need to hold on to this thing till at least close to high day. If anything, no. Okay, I'll make it the whole number. The whole number would make sense, depending on what we see up there, the whole number. That's definitely a good spot to think about getting, at least taking some off. Reduce my risk, because it doesn't need to be as big as it is. especially if it's not going to work out for me. SPY's kind of struggling here. We're kind of seeing some wicks. Uh-oh. Tick might be getting ready to make a downturn here. It's not really seeing a lot of strength. It's not rebounding back and forth like it used to. This could be an issue. See, this is where I get mixed signals because it's a down arrow. And I'm starting to get better pictures of what exactly that means. And I think down arrows means that it's a short trying to get short from the offer. We're seeing some warning signs right now. SPY's taking off towards new high day, and Apple's not really moving here. I'm not liking that. Alright, I'm going to change my stop. I think I'm going to make it a close underneath these moving averages. Because we should be seeing some strength right now. But we're not really seeing any strength. Yeah, tick's looking a little more red too. Could be the end coming up here. We need to make a move. We're having a lot of struggles with this 55, 50 area. So right now matters. What's gonna happen here? So far it's pretty good. Alright, big seller there. I'm taking off some on a break from this. What the heck is that? We're just flat out not as strong as we once were. The internals are definitely starting to go a little sideways. If anything, they're going to start turning down here. So I definitely need to protect my risk, save some money here, take some off on a break. I mean, the SPY can only go up for so long. Still seeing big buys though. I don't know. It depends on what Tick does, I think. Tick's making me a little nervous here. Chip, 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 chip. Come on. Took a little bit. A lot of highs 84, 83, so we just tapped it. So we need to actually get above 85. I mean, we're seeing some really good volume here, so that's changing my mind on Apple. But the internals kind of got to change here. I'm going to protect more than I'm going to look to really stretch this out. I think 50 is going to be a good spot. 52. Yeah, Tick's making me nervous. It's not, we're not seeing the same kind of strength in the rest of everything else here. Here's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's getting ready to break down, it looks like. And NYSE's it's just hovering. So, I mean, this move might not be as strong. And it should be weak right now because the SPY is coming up on pretty good support here. Take a little more. SPY's coming up on what, past 2 days, so last Friday the SPY had a lot of trouble breaking underneath 265.50. Wow, that was pretty cool. I'll take some more. I'm still wearing Alright, so what did we just see? We just saw a ton of sellers get taken out by somebody. The SPY is starting to downturn again, which is no surprise. Tick, making a new low, and failing to make a new high there. We're starting to look a little weaker here. We need to hold above this 80 for sure. Yep, Tick just made a new low, both of them. I'm not, SPY's moving up, but the rest of the market isn't really finding it. I'll take more off on another push higher. So looking to take off some at 07. Sorry, dude. Can't talk right now. Tick's pulling up again, so it's on another rebound. No one's hitting him. It's about 50,000 or 5,000. Yeah, there's gone. Another push. I keep seeing buyers stepping up too. They're getting tighter and tighter on the bid. You start seeing these 20s, 30s, 10s. You know, the higher we keep going, they keep showing up. Ooh, SPY. Don't like the SPY. I want to see a push here though on Apple. 7, 9. Take it, click the button. Still got 100 shares left. Yeah, Tick's downtrending right now. Tick just made another new low. So I don't know how much longer this one's got to go, but I think ultimately it's looking like 20. Hidden buyer here? Wow, someone's really wanting in. Look at this tape speed. I think we still got room. Apple's gonna have a lot of problems though later in the day. I'm just thinking about my 25 from yesterday. Pre-market and after hours has just got plenty of resistance points. Alright, so 2 minutes still moving up. 5 minutes, not close enough. Pre-market 5 minutes. Nothing special. And the pre-15 acts as pretty good support too. Yeah, it might be in here for a while. So now we need to hold still above 80. I gotta go to the bathroom. Still seeing a lot of green. I'll hold out this last bit till 20. Tick. I mean, it's telling me. It's telling me we're weaker than we are strong. Just a matter of time, I think. So eventually we start rolling over here. I mean, this has been quite the uptrend with really shallow pullbacks. I think it's only a matter of time till we actually see a deep pullback. I mean, SPY has these big red moves here. I mean, it's got the chance to really do some damage here. Might be seeing something now. I want to protect myself here. I mean, I'm seeing warning signs, not so much in Apple itself, but in the market itself. And I mean, it needs to hold 80 for sure, and it hasn't really. It's gotten to 90. So technically speaking, 90 doesn't make much sense. 80 would, but we haven't gotten there yet. I'll take some more off on another push. See if those hold up. I think if SPY loses this, I'm getting out, and it looks like it's starting to lose it here, depending on what Apple does. Look at that! Look at that! People are involved. It's an important deciding point, and there's a bunch of big money out there making decisions right now. So, if the SPY is gonna lose this, this could be the end of the trade right now. I mean, Apple's pulling off. I'm still holding. Shoot, I closed my tick chart. It's do or die right now. What are we gonna do? I'm not adding. I'm not adding again. I'm good on the ads. Okay, so now we got a really good stop loss spot, and that is prime. Uh-oh. It's like trying to shake everybody out. Kicking the tree. I mean, nobody cares about my 100 shares. I'm just still not seeing it yet. I got no reason. Kitty, please. Sellers on the ask. Man, everybody's getting out. SPY's holding. Definitely seeing a decent sell-off here in Apple. But I'm gonna wait for a pullback. And unless the SPY's about to lose it here. If the SPY's about to lose it, then it's definitely time to get out. That's it for me. I'll call it there. Maybe a little late, but I don't know. I gave it a decent chance. I absolutely gave that trade as long as I possibly could. Alright, so I am going to be done for the day. I am absolutely overwhelmed at the moment. Just from yesterday, from taking that Apple trade after hours, holding it overnight, opening up today, still feeling that same shakiness, like nervousness. I've never had so much physical reactions from trading before in my life. I've never experienced what happened yesterday and a little bit today, but fought through it, traded well, I think, for the most part here. I have not looked at my P&L yet, so I have no idea what this is going to look like. Cost basis, I think the marked is always the one that I want. So we lost about 300 bucks there, gained about 200 back, so I'm probably a little red on the day. I don't know, yeah, I have no idea what this Apple trade actually looks like from these ones in here. So I'll just have to run the numbers myself and figure that out. Let's see. Marked P&L on that. 360 bucks on that one, but I think, oh god, I have no idea, honestly. I think this is from yesterday's as well. So I'm really I really don't know how I'm gonna mark my video, because I always put my P&L at the end of the day. I have no idea what my P&L is gonna be at the end of this. I think I'm just going to exclude the Apple trades. So anyway, starting off the day, Tesla made up a pretty nice opening range play, especially around this 300 level. I knew the SPY was going to come into play on it. We're at just a really important level on the SPY right now, and we seem to be carrying on stronger. So the strength is coming into the market right now, and it looks like we're going to make a run for at least 266. But anyway, at the open, SPY was relatively choppy. Obviously, it's the open. Can't expect too much. Ended up being a nice, decent downtrend, but Tesla, 5 minutes into the day, Apple had just made that big spike down, come back around view app. Looked like it could have gone lower. Either way, there was like a hidden buyer's scenario here underneath 300. I decided to go for it on a stop loss order. I believe it was a stop loss order underneath 300, so I got filled at 86, only 150 shares. But I mean, it's Tesla, so you know my stop loss is always going to be the proper amount plus the spread on both ends of the trade, if I'm not taking a limit order. So we got a little pop down, and it just absolutely nothing. Just came back up, hit the 50 once, stuttered around again, hit the 50s again, and I just got out of it. So took a decent loss on that one, about 95 bucks on it. Tesla ended up, what did it do? It moved higher, so it didn't really sync with the SPY at all today. So the next trade was on BABA. I knew BABA was definitely going to be in play as well, because BABA had just broken out of this triangle finally and looked like it was starting to stick it. And then pre-market above this 40 level was going to be really big. So early in the morning we had a really nice spike up. I'm really mad I missed this one. Big spike up above it. I mean, look at how perfectly it's holding here, just right at that level. I mean, it's just picture perfect. I didn't get a chance to get in there, but ended up coming back down to view app. I think the SPY, let's see here, the SPY at the time around the 40s was starting to lose it underneath view app, so it definitely wasn't helping me. The SPY wasn't helping me, and I think I really need to look into my stats, and I want to pay attention to what my numbers look like whenever I'm taking FANG stock trades early in the morning, because the SPY usually takes at least 15 minutes to start choosing a direction on any given day. And so obviously that means that it's going to have an impact on the FANG stocks as well. So whenever, if the SPY's moving down at the open, it only means BABA could be moving down at the open too. Either way, I mean, it looked like a fantastic long. So I got 200 as we came down once, bounced off the pivot, bounced off of it again, and once we got above this recent low here, I was just in on it. Didn't really get any good moves. At the same time, though, nothing really went against me. My stop loss stuck in place. So we had this move here again, closed another hammer. I added again because it still looked phenomenal for another add. So I was 300 long. Looks like average cost of like 68, just about. And I cut it pretty quick, it looks like here. So I only lost about 30 cents on it. About 30 cents, a little less, 26 or whatever. So that was at 9:45 and 9:46. And 9:45 and 9:46, the SPY did just break underneath low a day, and looked like it wanted more. So I guess I took it as a warning sign. And I'm pretty glad I did, actually. I think that's definitely the right call, because I remember telling myself I'll just put my order back in right above it. If it wants to hold above, then I'll go for it. But we just never really found that strength. So then at the opposite end of things, we got underneath it, and underneath all these moving averages, the SPY was cratering down, so I took another short position here. So we got underneath, really good volume here. Slow crawl back up to view app, and then on the opposite end of things, we were holding above it, and now we're starting to hold underneath it. We're just ticking above view app, we get this big spike down. I mean, the trade looks phenomenal. So it's at 55. So I mean, the SPY really, the stocks choose when they want to follow and when they don't want to follow. So I mean, the SPY is just absolutely losing it, and BABA just couldn't break underneath. I mean, we had decent volume here coming into it, started slowly rolling back up. I really don't think that there's any warning signs in this trade that would have made me want to get out of it. So I mean, I stuck with my original stop loss and just dealt with it, and I think that's really what I needed to do. So I took a pretty hefty loss on that one, about 120 bucks. So ultimately, losing 200 bucks in BABA today really wasn't that special. But I mean, no matter what, the trade, I mean, it looked great. I just can't believe that it didn't work. So then at that point, what I should have been thinking is, all right, well, maybe there is some strength in BABA. Hence why I also want to take a look at what my trading stats look like super early in the day on FANG stocks. Because I mean, SPY didn't find a bottom till about 10:05 and 10:20ish. So at 10:05, BABA also pulled back, but it still respected the trend line. A little bit of a failed breakout, really, breakdown. Came back up, didn't reach as high, came underneath again, getting stuck at this 162 level, another failed breakdown. And 10:18, there it is. I mean, it is picture perfect. 10:18, the SPY starts taking off after making a failed new low, and BABA just blasted off. And I was too busy looking at MLNX. That is just too bad, because that is, I mean, obviously it ended up being a huge win. I mean, no pullbacks, this is the first close underneath the 9. I mean, again, bought straight back up, and then it just went kind of sideways, and once it lost it. I mean, there's a solid trade in here, absolutely, and just wasn't watching it. That's the only reason I didn't get a chance to take it. So I do have a missed trades screenshot folder, and I'm gonna put that in there. Alright, so MLNX, the next trade that I took. One of the only, actually the only gap stock that I took today. Boeing was the other one that ended up being alright. Same with AMD, but pretty much sideways for the moment. So MLNX sold off pretty hard. The other thing to note is some freakish reason here, this thing got all the way up to 100 and then just started selling off pretty hard here, and then at the open we dumped a little bit more. But I figured, at the same end of things, it can be an overreaction to the upside. It can also be an overreaction to the downside. So I figured that, setups are still absolutely possible. If the SPY is going to find strength, then there could certainly be a solid trade in here. So we ended up coming back after finding a nice little bottom here at 84. Found obvious resistance here at support, or resistance at VWAP. Pulled back a little bit, decent volume. Higher lows here each time, and then we got a big squeeze up above. Again, pretty decent volume. And then we came back to VWAP here, and I started noticing, okay, there could be a decent trade here, decent setup. And then I spotted a hidden buyer here at 95. So what I decided to do is get in really close, pretty big. I mean, this stock moves like $1, no problem. So I got 300 shares. So I mean, that's really big on a stock that moves like this. But my stop loss was only 10 cents away, just underneath that dude at 95. I mean, you can see it held. I mean, the price action was ridiculous, really. I mean, constantly, just the buyers were stepping up and moving up, and hidden buyers appearing anywhere and everywhere. And so we started, first area to break out of is above this 30. So we started getting above here, consolidated a little bit, pulled off of it a little bit, came back underneath. Good volume, but this pullback, low volume still. Ended up making another move above. I took a little bit off. Or actually, that's not true. I tried to take everything off at this area, but I only got filled 25 shares. So I ended up having to hold for another retest here because I didn't want to just get out still due to nothing. But I did want to get out because I was spotting some kind of, I can't remember if it was a hidden seller or just trying to get out of the thing because it wasn't moving. But ended up making another really nice push higher, came back for another pullback. I just pennies within my profit target, so I can't take anything off ahead of time. So it came back for another pullback. This time held off a VWAP, held up a little higher again. Another hidden buyer situation where these prices are just awkwardly holding because no one's selling into the dude to break underneath them. Get a squeeze back up, do hit my profit target, but the bid, I mean, the spread was like 25 cents at the time. So I'm trying to place these orders in, where here, at 75, I tried to take off a little bit of a partial. Just never got filled, so I ended up having to hold through another pullback. I decided to get out under here. I can't remember exactly why. I think there was another buy or something at like the 50 and then the 40, and then once the 40 broke, I just said, forget it, I'll get out on a limit order, and I covered the rest for a pretty decent win. I took $100 off of it, but I'm not going to say that I shouldn't have gotten out here because the warning signs are absolutely there. I mean, we should be making a move, and we're just not making moves. What's the SPY doing at 10:30? The SPY was actually moving up through VWAP here, so I mean, you can see it respected this trend line. I mean, it just tapped it, moved right above again, so maybe I shouldn't have gotten out. Could have been a really nice win. But at the same time, I mean, the warning signs are there. You just can't argue with what you see. Can't trade what you think, you gotta trade what you see. And I mean, I don't know. I'll have to go back over the tape to decide for sure. We'll see. Facebook was next. Facebook made a nice little triangle here. Another awkward situation where these the FANG stocks are following the SPY until they don't want to follow the SPY anymore. So let's see. 1040, 1041-ish. SPY had just cratered here underneath VWAP, so I was definitely paying attention to it. I remember telling myself that I didn't want to get in too early on this one, because the other big thing to pay attention to was there was a hidden seller here at this 75 level. So we ended up getting back above, and the SPY took off, breaking above VWAP and then some at 43.45. And so the Facebook actually kicked off before the SPY started taking off, which is definitely a good sign. I mean, I took 400 shares on it here, about 80 I got filled. That's not the best entry that I wanted, but is what it is. I mean, the stop loss originally was about 50 or 55, so risking a little more than 20 cents. So 400 shares is right on it. It pretty much became a one-to-one. I took off a little bit above the whole number. I just want to make sure that I'm taking some off, and I mean, it came within pennies of my ultimate profit target up here, about 35. But once it started failing, I mean, it started failing. Pulled back once, moved up again. I mean, it held right where it should be holding, but this is the do or die point. Same situation again. So it's at 52, and the SPY was actually losing it here again. So I mean, it makes sense it did what it did. What did it end up doing? I mean, it's pretty much just gone sideways from that point. It's still struggling up there at that 35. It's kind of interesting. I don't know, there might be a trade over here. We just saw some really big volume going in there. There might be a decent long scalp above this. I mean, this SPY has just been blasting off. Guys, I think I'm going to take another trade. Oh, jeez, if I'm fast enough. Oh my god, fingers are all over the place. What do I want to do here? Go for the quick scalp. 500 shares. Yeah. Alright, well, we'll see what happens here, because there's a lot of good volume coming into this. Super quick scalp. We'll see what happens. Is this right? Am I looking at the right chart? I don't know why I'm so confused right now. SPY's just being awkward. Lightspeed. Clearly got to worry about the 40s. So unless we break above this 35 and the 40s, as you get out, I'll take a small hit on it. It's absolutely trying. Things are absolutely great for a breakout here if they can get above. I mean, this SPY has just been tearing it up. Just blasting off. Internals still look pretty strong too. In fact, ticks just made new highs and whatnot. Seeing the speed. It's just a matter of when this guy's gonna go. I mean, look at this super micro pullback here. We are really trying to see above this guy. Nah, coming off him. Whatever. Where was I? So I ended up taking off underneath this 94 here once it finally gave up and quit. So that was the end of that one. Then it looks like the Apple trade was the only thing that I had left here. I'm gonna be right back for a second. Okay, just had to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm keeping Facebook on a tab right now. I'm gonna keep looking out for it. So then Apple ended up being a really nice trade too. So we had, so this is what I failed to realize. And it was also the reason that I should have gotten out when I should have gotten all out up here. So that big ass trend line came all the way into play here, and we kind of got caught right up above it. So it makes sense that it doesn't want to break down right there. So that was my exit plan, but my entry plan was based off of this little triangle breakout here. So initially, I mean, great volume on that first push there. So that was at 1056. And the SPY was kind of bottoming around VWAP, so ultimately it was not helping nor hurting. The other end of things are the tick charts, right? Oh, what did I do with it? Tick charts right here, 55 and 56, just made new highs here after failing to reach these previous lows. So I figured that there could be some more internal strength into the market. I mean, I just had to hold on to this thing as long as I possibly could, and that's really exactly what I did. I mean, I added 100 shares just to start because obviously previous resistance needed to become support, and it looked like it was becoming support, so I just took a small starter on it. Plans to add into it, made more pushes higher, still really good volume. I mean, I saw it on the tape the entire time. Facebook just broke out. I saw it on the entire time, and came back for a little pullback on a view up. Again, prior resistance, becoming support, saw it become support, get bought back up. So I went for it, added some more. Same scenario, came back for another pullback, got bought back up again. I kept seeing buyers, so I still kept buying, so I added some more. Then finally we get this really nice push. I start taking some off into it. I absolutely should have gotten all out up here. Really fortunate that a friend in the Discord chat pointed out that trend line to me, because I didn't catch that one at all until well after the fact. But really proud of myself on that one, because I held on to that as absolutely long as possible. And SPY ended up pulling off around here, and I mean, I saw it internally in the market. I saw all the weakness showing up. I mean, the ticks just kept making new lows down here, and they weren't failing to make, or they weren't starting to make any more highs. So as soon as Apple gave up, or I guess as soon as the SPY gave up, I think it was like right about here, I just called it on Apple too. Obviously, it's still been trading up, but not seeing anything on Apple anymore. If anything, it looks like it's about to lose it. I was planning on holding on to my last 25 shares for as long as I could, really, but I mean, if it loses this level here, it could be the end of it. So let's see, Facebook ticked above the 40. I don't see any 41s though. Yeah, 141. One dude got up to 41, so that doesn't really count. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's nothing there. I probably maybe taking a super tiny win on it. Who knows? Who cares? I definitely got to call it though. Before I go though, I want to think of a plan around Apple here. I mean, clearly it's been holding this level pretty strong. That trend line is going to be coming way down here. I mean, the SPY has just been blowing up right now. The SPY is at 266. Wow, Baba came down pretty hard. Tesla's moving up, Netflix moving up, Facebook trying to move up. Nvidia still moving up. I don't think I'm out of this partial yet. I still think I got a hold. So that's going to call it for me today. I think you guys should absolutely read the review if you have made it this far in the video, because the review tells a lot more than what I'm talking about, because this is only half the story that I'm talking about right now. Sometimes I go over all this stuff again and I catch something that I didn't catch before. So there will be some more in that. Until then, I still feel like trading, so I'll be back tomorrow again. Hopefully I can find some stat information on those FANG stocks, maybe give me a reason to not trade them, because finding out what not to do is usually more important than finding out what to do. Alright, so until then, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow.